The End of Teachers, AI and the Collapse of the Classroom. Welcome back to AI Takeover, Jobs Lost, Jobs Born series. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today's video is going to challenge one of the most sacred institutions in modern society, education. This is The End of Teachers, AI and the Collapse of the Classroom. Let's be clear, we are not in an education evolution, we're in an extinction cycle. The traditional role of a teacher is collapsing, not because teachers are lazy or ineffective, but because the structure they operate inside is outdated, rigid, and about to be outperformed by machines that never sleep, never forget, and learn faster than any human ever could. Here's the shift. AI is becoming a better teacher than the teacher. Not because it's smarter, but because it's adaptive. It can personalize lesson plans in real time. It can track each student's retention patterns, optimize delivery formats, identify gaps instantly, and adjust based on how the brain is responding that day. It doesn't get tired, it doesn't get frustrated, it doesn't fall behind in professional development, and most importantly, it's always current. Now, let's compare that to the traditional model. One human, educated 10 to 25 years ago, certified through slow bureaucratic programs, expected to teach 20 to 40 students the same material, at the same pace, in the same format. Content that's often already outdated. No time to update the curriculum. No freedom to deviate from testing benchmarks. And when students fall behind, they're labeled, rather than reconfigured. AI changes all of that. It doesn't just teach, it calibrates. It doesn't lecture, it responds. And when the child's mind shifts, so does the teaching approach. That is the end of the static classroom. Let's talk specifics. We're already seeing platforms like Conmigo, Synthesis, and AI co-pilots for education entering mainstream classrooms. And they're doing more than assist. They're outperforming. They tutor better than most private educators. They translate concepts into multiple learning styles: visual, auditory, kinetic, conceptual. They measure retention in real time, not just through tests, but through interaction, engagement, and feedback loops. A child no longer needs to raise their hand. The AI already knows they're confused by hesitation, rereads, or biometric data if integrated. The teaching adapts instantly. This is a learning experience that no single teacher in a traditional setting can match. Now add scale. One AI assistant can educate millions. Personalized, contextual, multilingual, accessible, 24/7. Meanwhile, we still have teachers burned out, underpaid, managing behavioral issues, updating grades manually, and fighting for resources in schools that are decades behind the rest of society. So what happens next? The answer is simple. The teaching profession, as we know it, becomes obsolete by force, not by choice. Not because teachers did something wrong, but because the machine can now do it better, cheaper, and faster, with instant updates, zero downtime, and complete personalization. But the deeper shift is this. Knowledge is no longer static. We used to build curriculum around what we agreed was true: facts, dates, equations, interpretations. But in an AI-driven world, knowledge is not just constantly updating, it's being generated. New insights, new models, new frameworks, new questions, every day. And AI integrates them into its teaching in real time. So why are we still educating kids with textbooks from 2011? Why are we certifying teachers on decade-old pedagogy? Why are we preparing students for jobs that won't exist by the time they graduate? Because the system wasn't built for knowledge, it was built for compliance and control. But that system is now being bypassed by technology that doesn't ask permission. And as soon as one country, one state, or one private school flips fully to AI-first learning, the rest will be forced to follow. Let's talk about what this means for human educators. The ones who survive will not be the ones who cling to the classroom. It will be the ones who reposition themselves, not as teachers of content, but as facilitators of context. Coaches, interpreters, guides, not delivering information, but helping humans integrate, apply, and regulate that information in real life. Because let's be honest, kids don't need more content. They need human mirrors. They need ethical frameworks. They need social guidance. They need emotional reflection. That's the space where humans still have value, but only if we stop pretending we can compete with the machine's capacity to deliver information. If you're an educator and you're listening to this, you have two options. Option 1, pretend this isn't happening. Wait for your district to approve AI 4 years too late. Hope your pension survives. Watch your profession get phased out quietly. Option 2, reposition yourself now. Here's how. Stop calling yourself a teacher. Call yourself a strategist, a coach, a cognitive architect, a learning consultant. Language matters. If you sound like a relic, the system will treat you like one. Specialize in what AI can't do: emotional intelligence, social conflict resolution, value-based decision-making, executive functioning, real-time feedback loops. This is what human youth still need, and what AI hasn't been trusted to handle yet. Build programs outside of institutions. Teach parents how to supplement AI-driven learning with human scaffolding. Build private education circles. Consult for companies building AI education tools and help them keep human ethics in the loop. Stop measuring your success by content mastery. Measure it by developmental impact. Who becomes more functional because of you? Who learns how to think, not just what to think? Position yourself as the translator between AI learning and real-world human complexity. Help bridge the gap, not fight the upgrade. Because whether you like it or not, the system will flip. AI will become the primary teacher. The role of the human will shrink and then specialize. And when it does, the only educators who survive will be those who moved early, repositioned fast, and stopped tying their value to memorized content and outdated methods. Let me be blunt. There will be no room for teachers still repeating PowerPoints from 2009. No demand for educators who refuse to adapt. No budget for classrooms that produce less outcome than a 1999 app. That's the new baseline. This shift will hit public schools the hardest, but it will also gut universities, training centers, credential mills, and every institution built on the slow delivery of locked-in information. Because the speed and adaptability of AI education will not slow down, it will only accelerate. And the longer we pretend otherwise, the worse the shock will be. So here's what to do next. Stop defending the old model. Start defining your actual human value. Build in spaces that move faster than bureaucracies, and accept that teaching has ended. Now you're either facilitating intelligence or being phased out of it. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones. The replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans. The merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.